What's up, guys? Channel Sports Center, and we're going over a college football game preview week 3. This is going to be over number 9 ranked Florida and Kentucky. Now, Kentucky kind of had a pretty good start to the season, of course, with all their losses after last season. They haven't really been expected to put up any big games, put up any big wins this season, but I think this is honestly a very big chance, or this is a very good chance for Kentucky to do something here. This game is in Kentucky. Keep that in mind going into this game. It's going to be on Saturday, 7 Eastern, and the spread currently says Florida by 8.5, and I mean, that is very, very reasonable. I think the spread, honestly, 8 points or so, that's kind of like saying Florida's going to win by a couple touchdowns. I mean, that definitely is reasonable. The FPI is giving it close as well, 64%. And Vegas is saying a touchdown for Florida and that they would win it 28-21. And of course, once again, with these three sources, we are still several days away from the game. This is being recorded on Tuesday before the game. So obviously those stats, the spread, the FPI could very well change in the next few days before the game starts. Here's our stat comparison for this one. Florida's 54th in total offense, 77th in rushing game, and 35th in passing. And meanwhile, on the defensive side, Florida's always had a very good defense, especially the last couple of years. But they look to continue that this year. 8th ranked total defense, 19th in rushing defense, and 42nd in passing. Meanwhile, for Kentucky, they're 48th in total offense, 54th in rushing, 60th in passing, and then defensive-wise, 72nd in total, 49th in rushing, and then 97th in passing. So that passing defense is a little low, and you will need to improve that going into the rest of the season, or else you're just going to get chomped up by most of your SEC opponents. And I mean, especially for Kentucky, I think they played Toledo in the first week, and they played Eastern Michigan last week. Obviously good wins there, but you got to improve that passing defense. You cannot have a 97th ranked passing defense against both of those teams in general. Florida's got a pretty good game underneath their belt. They played Miami, but Miami's not looking all that great right now, so just kind of keep that in mind. But they did shut out UT Martin last week, 45-zip, so that definitely helped their stats as well. Both teams are 2-0 coming into this game, so one team is going to leave the stadium after this game with a loss. It's going to be interesting to see which team it's going to be. I really like both teams' chances of winning this one. Kentucky's kind of underrated right now, I think. They've got a big chance, I think, to pull out possible upset in this one for sure. If any upset's going to happen week 3, this could very well be the one. With Florida, of course, Florida looked good last week but the thing is that they played UT Martin. And so, with that being said, that's not a team that you would really expect to have a close game with. Obviously they blew them out. But Miami, then again, Miami's not looking very good right now, so, who knows? This could be a crazy game for sure. A few key points. Florida's defense will be tough for Kentucky, that is for sure. Kentucky's got a good offense. The thing is, though, Florida's defense looks to overpower that. Kentucky with the home field advantage, then again, that is another big advantage for Kentucky. Watch out for that. Both teams are off to great starts, obviously. Both teams have great wins. That is great in general. How would Florida win this one? They start off early, and they get points up early. And they keep Kentucky down, and they do not let Kentucky's home field advantage get the most of them. So I think if Kentucky stays with this game from the beginning, there's a very, very good chance that they stick with Florida all the way to the end. And when that happens, usually I would favor the home team. So Kentucky, that would be mainly your key scenario. That would be what you want to do, is stick right with Florida or possibly lead against them for the majority of the game. But for Florida, once again, you cannot let Kentucky get on top of you, or else you could be in trouble. That is for sure. With both of these teams, though, both of them have potential to have great seasons, and this is a very key game into seeing which team possibly has a chance at making an SEC championship game this season. Kentucky's chances are very low right now, but for Florida, I think Florida genuinely has a great chance, and I've got a lot of faith in this Florida team, even though they didn't perform very well in week 1, or actually, no, week 0. Still, this is a team that I think has a ton of potential, and they could very well possibly beat Georgia out to get to that SEC championship game. That is what I predicted in the offseason, was that Florida would end up going to the SEC championship game over Georgia, and that's not a very popular opinion, and I can totally see why going into this season. Here's your prediction for this game. 17-14 is going to be your halftime score. Kentucky leads it. In the final, though, 35-31. Florida ends up winning this one, and in the end, ton of potential for both teams going into this season, and it's going to be a very key game. And Kentucky, though, they do start off quick, but Florida ends up pulling this one off in the end. Let me know your guys' thoughts though on this game in the comments below. If you think Kentucky can pull off an upset, I mean, you got all the reasons to say that. I mean, for sure, there are many reasons why Kentucky could very well win this game, and I think this is definitely a game that Florida should be on upset alert for going into this week. That game would probably be on my list for that. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching. Show some support if you'd like to. All of it is very much appreciated. And stay tuned for more from All Sports Central.